Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Burning Rubber Podcast. I'm Jake Scarborough. This week, not joined by my co-hosts. Normally they're here, but it seems that none of them decided to answer the group call. So I'm here by myself this week. We've got a little bit to discuss about. Um, First things first, the Talladega review for NASCAR. We'll rewind a little bit. Russia's F1 race, I personally never got to watch. Um, the whole issue with it was, I guess it was a rain race. Lando Norris got pole, dominated it seemed, and then spun out or something with the conditions. And Lewis Hamilton won. Max Verstappen went from 20th to 2nd, getting another podium, but Hamilton was able to climb up and get the top spot in points as well due to that. Besides that, we had Long Beach IndyCar, the season finale. Pato O'Ward gets spun around on the end of lap 2, I believe it was, by Ed Jones in the hairpin. Ultimately would lead up to him being taken out of title contention. Joseph Newgarden had nothing to fight back with, was battling for the race win, but it wouldn't have meant he won the title as Alex Palou was able to finish in the top 10, allowing for him to win the IndyCar championship in his sophomore season, which is a huge thing. Last year we saw him with Dale Coyne. He was fantastic, especially for a small team like Coyne's team. Chip Ganassi made the right call, bringing him over to the 10, and there you see right there what Chip saw in him. Wins the first race of the season, his first ever career win, and proceeds to go on to win the title. We also saw amazing things with Marcus Ericsson, too, winning a few times. But all in all, I mean, we went to Laguna Seca, got some photos. Those will be posted on our Instagram page shortly. We're dealing with issues with that. IMSA, Laguna Seca, that was an interesting race. Caution came out on the opening laps due to an Aston Martin going off track. But the Wayne Taylor Racing DPI wins the overall. No shocker there if you're an IMSA fan. The Wayne Taylor car is the dominant car. But moving forward, then you had the NASCAR race in Vegas and Bristol. Bristol was amazing. The AJ Allmendinger, Austin Cindric Xfinity Series finish. Who wins the regular season title? All that. It was amazing. It was moments of Dale Earnhardt Terry Labonte rivalry. How they both wrecked coming across the line. AJ Allmendinger's car is totaled, and he's winning the race after being sent to the infield care center. So it's just cool to see. Then we saw in the Cup race that Elliott Harvick rivalry starting that we'll discuss here in a bit. But after Talladega, you had the truck race. I caught the finish of that. Tate Fogelman wins the Truck Series race, his first career win. If I'm not wrong, this is also his rookie season, maybe his sophomore season. He wins that, spun out John Hunter Nemechek, the 56 of... who was in the 56? I know it was Hill. It wasn't Timmy Hill. Who is in the 56? We gotta find this out now so I don't sound... Who was it? Wasn't Timmy? Definitely not Damon Hill. Why would that name even pop up? Like, am I having a moment right now? It's a... Tyler Hill. Okay. Yeah, I knew... Okay. But anyways, Tyler Hill, he tried making a move on Tate Fogelman coming to the line, spun each other across the line, both wreck. Tate Fogelman, first time Truck Series winner at Talladega. Then you move on to the Xfinity Series race. It gets cut short under caution due to lighting. Something we haven't seen since New Hampshire with Eric Almirola. Lighting is the issue, and they call the race Brandon Brown is a first-time Xfinity Series winner. That made a lot of people happy. Being Brandon Brown, he's kind of like what should I say? Like a Matt DiBenedetto in a sense. He's a fan favorite for the reasoning of he's good with the fans. He interacts with them, stuff like that. He's always the underdog, and for once he got it. He got the win. He was good all race. As far as I heard, wasn't able to watch that race either. But the race got cut short due to lighting in the area. I believe it was 9 laps short. Don't get why they couldn't do 9 laps. I feel like the sun would have stayed out or the track would have been bright enough for 9 more laps. I feel like it's just a New Hampshire issue again. It's kind of weird, to put it nicely. But it's situations like that, where now you're looking at, okay, the Cup race tomorrow, there's rain on the radar. What are you going to do then? Well, as we saw, the race that was meant for Sunday for Cup got rained out to today being Monday the 4th. And, what are you expecting? You've had both races before, 2 first-time winners. Now people are speculating. They're like, 2 first-time winners, 2 Chevrolets win. Who's winning? Tyler Reddick, maybe? He hasn't won a Cup race. He's in a Chevrolet. Come on, Reddick. And then people are saying, DiBenedetto. Who else? Landon Castle making another Cup start here at Talladega. Just all these names came across the board because now no one's looking at the big name. Everyone's looking at these underdogs. And here comes at the end of stage 2. We went under caution for rain. Like lap 74. And I'm in school watching this on my computer. I think we were during lunch when this happened, and I brought my computer to my next room, or my laptop, and I'm just watching this. Cody Ware is leading via caution in the pits, but they can't call the race due to rain because of the fact it wasn't at the halfway point. 20 more laps. Cody Ware could have been a Cup Series winner, and I feel like no one would have complained to that. But we go back green. Cody Ware drops back because of a bunch of stack-ups. He was holding his own in 7th for a minute, which was cool to see from a Rick Ware car. But besides that, you see everyone just roaming around. Everyone knows that rain's back on the radar. You have till lap 94, because once 94 hits, if anything happens after that, the race can get called. Bubba Wallace makes his way to the lead with like 9 to go in the stage, and with I think it was 5, you had Chris Buescher get a huge push, went right into the back of Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece went in the back of the car ahead of him. I don't remember who it was. Was it Denny Hamlin? Or was it Ricky Stenhouse? But anyways, Preece goes around into the wall, comes back down, collects Byron and Benedetto. Caution's out. The stage is basically over under caution, and NASCAR gets the word from all the drivers that there is rain on the track. Cars go down into the pits, and now Bubba Wallace is first place. Everyone's looking at what could be the second time in NASCAR history, the first in 57, 58 years, since Wendell Scott won in Jacksonville, Florida, to be the first ever African American to win. The call came in after they said there was lightning in the area. I haven't heard anyone report about lightning, but we're not going to get into that topic. But, track was dry. It stopped raining. Track was getting dry. Then the call went over lightning in the area. Social media's down besides Twitter. No one knows what in the world is going on. And the call is made. Bubba Wallace is a first-time winner in the NASCAR Cup Series at Talladega. Now, I feel like that's such a controversial thing to have him win in Alabama, especially after, last year they had the Dixie flag, banned from NASCAR races, being in the infield and stuff on RVs and all that. He wasn't. I feel like there's a lot of people in Alabama based on I don't want to say based on stereotypes, but that's probably the most toxic place that he could have won a race against him. And, he wins under rain, and you can't argue with that. I made a comment on NASCAR's post, and all you're seeing is you're either seeing, um, a bunch of, oh boy, I don't want to get into, a big way to put it is a lot of it gets, um, stereotypical or racial or politics are even brought into it, and it shouldn't be any of that. The best way to put it is, we saw Saturday that Brandon Brown won based on the fact he was in the right place, right time. We saw Justin Haley 2019 win Daytona, rain shortened, right place, right time. We almost saw Cody Ware do it the same day as Bubba. We saw Aric Almirola. Christopher Bell had no chance after they cut the lap short. Aric Almirola before in the past, how they've cut off a rain shortened Daytona. We've had Hamlin. We've had so many people, win a race because it was rain shortened or whatever the case. Chris Buescher at Pocono with the fog. We can mention that. It happens because right place, right time. And when all these guys knew when they went back green after lap 74, rain's back on the radar. Lap 94 is coming up. We're trying to get this green up until that point and get each other in the best position possible. He was able to do that. He got lucky with the caution. Right place, right time. And that isn't calling it a luck win. That isn't calling it a fluke win. That's calling it a win based on the fact that, it's sport. You want to be right place, right time. You want to make that strategy call to put yourself in that place. And that's exactly what they did. Team's first year in the sport, co-owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. Bubba Wallace Jr. wins at Talladega, and that's the exclamation point. That brings up kind of the next topic. It kind of merges into that. Is Bubba the real deal? We saw since 2018. He was in the 43. He had, what was it, like a third place at Daytona in the 500. He had another great run at Indy in 2019. And this is also the same guy that back in his second year with RPM, they were looking at having to close their doors before the season ended because, no sponsorship, cars getting wrecked, all this, all that. You go into the COVID era of NASCAR last year. He goes into the Bristol Invitational on iRacing, intentionally leaves that race, and the sponsor drops him. So this is a guy that's, already got all these things going on. Then you have, we come back racing after all the COVID separation. And now people are starting to realize, okay, he's becoming the face of NASCAR. And a lot of people felt like this was because politics. This is because human rights. This is because of all this, all that. He had the loudest voice. And, he made his point cross. He got NASCAR to ban, as I said already, the Dixie flag from sporting events. They had the issue at Talladega where they found the garage pole that had been there for years. It was the only garage that his car that ironically, coincidentally got put in the only garage with the roped garage pole. Thought it was a noose. Bunch of incidents happened. And then you saw how NASCAR's fan base stood out with that. And I feel like it's really divided. Judging off it, I feel like Bubba's kind of like a Kyle Busch with his fan base. It's either you love him or you absolutely despise him. It seems like a lot of people are not in that middle ground, and it seems like if there are not many. That's how it is. And then the fan base on both sides seems to be very toxic. More on his side though, it's not as toxic. There's the people on his fan base that are toxic because they believe, oh, if you don't like him, you're racist, all that. And then it becomes an issue because it shouldn't be that. There are people that simply dislike him because of past actions. The time he fought with his helmet on and started punching the dude in his truck, and he was in the truck series. I think it was at like Phoenix or something. It's stuff like that. Um, I will admit I am not a Bubba Wallace fan. Specifically fan. I quote that word, fan. I respect him. And I think I even said it at the beginning of this year. I believe he has an opportunity. I believe, now he's got the JGR guys working with him, all this, all that. He's got an opportunity. But, and, I respect him for, engaging with his fans, stuff like that. But I feel like there's a fine line, and there's a lot of people that cross it on both sides. But I feel like Bubba Wallace gets the wrong treatment by the fan base for the absolute wrong reasons. I feel like too many people like him over the wrong reasons, and I feel like too many people hate him over the wrong reasons. And I think it's fair to say that, and I feel like a lot of people can agree with me on that. But the the moral is, is he the real deal? We can't tell. Today just marked, okay, he was able to put the car right place, right time. Where has this been all season? The team's been struggling. It's had a few ups and downs. They almost made the playoffs, yada, yada, yada. We're not going to find out till next year. He's on the cover for NASCAR Ignition, the new video game coming out with Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney. He's already cover athlete for the sport. We're not going to find out if he's able to own up to that until next year. And that's just how it's going to be. No one can judge him yet. And I feel like that's the biggest way to put it. But done with that topic. IndyCar young talent. I feel like this is a big story. We saw, sophomore in the sport, Alex Palou, wins the championship. You had Pato O'Ward. This is like his second full-time year in IndyCar. He was in title contention until that got taken away from him. He had a few wins on the season. Palou had a few wins on the season. He had Marcus Ericsson, his third year, few wins on the season. Who else won? I'm trying to think. You still have Newgarden winning. He was in title contention again. The IndyCar's building so many young names. Yeah. Then you had McLaughlin win Rookie of the Year. He's a young guy. Grosjean. He's in the middle ground, but he's proved this year that he is a title contender. You have Colton Herta. He's still young, and he better be in title, or not better be, but he should be in title contention next year with the way he's performed all year. There's just so much to look at. I'm trying to find the list of the winner. Oh, you had Rinus VeeKay. He won. Yeah, you had Newgarden, Dixon, Power, Castroneves. They all proved, you can be a kid or you can be, up in age. But, I mean, I'm not calling them old, but considering the fact that they've been in the sport longer compared to these guys and they're still able to win, it's nice to see. And I feel like we're seeing that transition point, kind of like we saw with NASCAR from 2013 to 2015, that transition point where all the young talent comes in. That's what we're seeing in IndyCar, and it's nice to see that they're already picking up. But keeping it on the IndyCar topic, it was announced a while back that Ryan Hunter-Reay was not going to be sticking around, or not confirmed a while back, but it was rumored, Grosjean's going to Andretti. It was basically confirmed that he was going to Andretti. No one knew what car. Then the announcement came out, Hinchcliffe and Hunter-Reay are leaving the team after the season. And then IndyCar announced it a month later, which was beyond weird because I was saying already, I think I even said it on here, Grosjean's going to the 28 because it was just blatantly obvious. And yeah, then IndyCar announced it all a month later of their original announcements. But Grosjean's going to the 28 for Andretti. That's going to be good. Saw what he did with the 51 this year. He's going to win. He's going to be in title contention next year. There is no doubt about it for me. But hey, we'll see what he does next year. And then moving on, we knew that Simon Pagenaud would be leaving Penske at the end of the year. He's been announced to go to Meyershank Racing with old teammate Helio Castroneves. They'll be the duo. Pagenaud will be in the 06 for the team. Or no, he'll be in the 60. Castroneves is in the 06. So that's going to be cool seeing two former Penske teammates back together again at Meyer Shank, affiliated with Andretti. But now that leaves the 22 open. There's a lot of rumors. My idea is Simona Di Silvestro will get the 22 based on the fact that she's already part of the Penske diversity program. I believe that was Paretta's tag base. Lovely. I don't know how to stop that. I hope that's not getting picked up. I'm not going to be able to stop him. So this is fantastic. But anyway, hold on. This is okay. That hopefully he stops. Just had to call him in here. That's not professional, is it? That's just disappointing. Well, moving forward, the Elliott Harvick rivalry. Okay, moving forward, because there is nothing to talk about that. It's so childish, especially on Harvick's end. There is no reason there should be drama. I get it. He cost you. You cost him. La-di-la-di-da. That's Bristol. It happens. You're acting like a child, Harvick, especially to bring it into Vegas and say it was like talking to your kid, Keelan. Come on! You know, you've been in the sport since 2001. He's been here since 2016, 2015, something like that. What are you doing? Knock it off, bro. Harvick is not doing himself a favor, especially the fan base. Dude, you went from having 9 wins last year to having 0 right now, and you're sitting in the playoffs looking out of place. Just knock off. Just go get your win already. Make it to the Final Four and shut everyone up if you want to. Do you? But that's all I have to say. That's what is there to say? It's not. It makes 0 sense. Charlotte Roval predictions. It's just the Xfinity race and Cup. We're sending out one of our guys, Tim Olson, to be specific. He'll be at the track, hopefully getting us some photos and possibly some things in the media center. We'll figure that out when time gets here. But and then we'll be sending Sal out to Texas when that approaches. But anyway, Charlotte predictions, Xfinity race, AJ Allmendinger. There's no explanation to that, just AJ Allmendinger. And then you go into the Cup race. You want my honest opinion? Kyle Larson's getting eliminated, and that's why none other than Christopher Bell's gonna win. That's my prediction. There's Larson's getting eliminated. I'm sorry, but after Talladega, he's screwed. 22 points above, he can get eliminated. If he makes it in the next round, it's not gonna be pretty. Because I think he's not. I don't see a way he finishes this race at the Roval. It's gonna be Bell to win the race. He'll make the next round, and yeah, I don't think there's much else to say besides that. And there's nothing else to talk about besides that. So sorry to everyone that had to listen to me by myself for about 24 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever the case may be. We'll see you guys next week after the Texas race. We'll review that, talk about whatever happens between then and now. DiBenedetto's still a free agent. Someone please sign him. I'm losing my mind as a DiBenedetto fan. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.